Hello, thank you for joining us on ERi-TV. This is English news broadcast at exactly 10:30 p.m. and I am Salim Rahana. First, the top stories. Outstanding performance by Eritrean cycling national team. Two patients diagnosed positive for COVID-19 today. Myanmar will annihilate coup opponents, military ruler stated. Syria constitutional talks fail again in Geneva. The Eritrean cycling national team that has been taking part at the African Cycling Championship 2022 in Sharm el-Sheikh, Egypt from 22 to 27 March grasped gold medal through Henok Mulubrhan at the final event held today, 27th March. At the competition that covered 150.8 kilometers and in which elite group and under 23 took part, Henok Mulubrhan brought outstanding victory to his country and himself. The national teams of South Africa and Algeria took second and third positions respectively. In the females category, the Eritrean national team finished the race with the first 20 competitors. In the overall performance, the Eritrean national team collected 15 medals, including 7 gold, 6 silver, and 2 bronze. At the 18th African Cycling Championship 2022 national team of Algeria, Morocco, Tunisia, Rwanda, Mauritius, Nigeria, Benin, Ethiopia, Mali, Burkina Faso, Egypt, Uganda, and Namibia took part. In related news, at the competition that covered 248.8 kilometers in Belgium today, professional Eritrean road cyclist Biniam Girmay, who rides for UCI World Team Intermarché, stood first. Two patients have been diagnosed positive for COVID-19 in tests carried out today at testing stations in the central region. Accordingly, the total number of confirmed cases in the country to date has risen to 9,726. The total number of recovered patients stands at 9,620, while the number of deaths stands at 103. Ministry of Health, Asmara, 27 March 2022. Residents of the administrative areas of Libane and Gursub, Haikota subzone, conducted environmental sanitation popular campaign aimed at controlling the prevalence of communicable disease that could occur due to lack of sanitation. Ms. Edom Debesai, head of public health at subzone, said that as a result of the environmental sanitation activities coupled with the sustainable awareness raising program, the prevalence of communicable disease have significantly been reduced. Ms. Edom went on to say that so far environmental sanitation program has been introduced at 31 villages in 5 administrative areas in the subzone, and effort is being exerted to introduce the program in the remaining villages of the subzone, indicating that the environmental sanitation activity is being implemented alongside the other development programs. Mr. Shakhaddin Saleh, administrator of the subzone, called on the area administrators and health practitioners to play due role. As part of the effort to provide transportation facility to the public, Harat Transportation Company opens new routes connecting Wade with the port city of Asab. The residents expressed that they have been facing problems in facilitating their daily lives due to lack of transportation, and that with the opening of the new route, their problem will be alleviated. The residents also expressed readiness to properly use the opportunity they have been provided and will reinforce participation for the sustainability of the transportation facility. Mr. Rashid Mohammed, head of Hara Transportation Company in the southern Red Sea region, said that the new route connects the administrative areas of Alale and Belul and that has significant importance to residents. It is to be recalled that Hara Transportation Company last month has opened new transportation route connecting the port city of Asab with the Waisima. And now we'll be back with the international news after a short break. Stay tuned. Myanmar's military rule has vowed to annihilate the anti-coup protests during the speech on Armed Force Day, as the opponents of last year's coup pledged to fight on. The military today celebrated with a parade of troops and weapons in the capital, Naypyidaw, for the second year since overthrowing the elected government of now jailed Nobel laureate Aung San Suu Kyi on February 1, 2021. Senior general in his speech rejected any talks with terrorists opposition. A 5-point peace plan by the Association of Southeast Asian Nations calls for talks on all sides, but so far has seen little progress. The Southeast Asian has been in chaos since the putsch in 2021, with more than 1,700 people killed in crackdown on dissent, according to a local monitoring group. The military ruler accused opposition fighters of killing civilians and security forces in its residence campaign, while activists say the military has killed hundreds in crackdown since the coup. Anti-coup protesters came out on street this morning, carrying signs say, "Uproot the fascist military." With international focus on the war in Ukraine, resolution to Syria's war continues to be farther than ever as talks between the Syrian government and the opposition once again broke down. The United Nations played host in Geneva on Friday to the latest attempt to draft a new Syrian constitution, but talks ended with no substantial progress, frustrating hopes for the revival of sluggish peace process. The Constitutional Committee, a body including regime, opposition, and civil society members, was formed in 2019 and tasked with finding common ground on issues like state identity, governance, and the structure of public authorities, among others. But opposition members blamed representatives of Syrian President Bashar al-Assad's government for the latest round failure. The Constitutional Committee is yet to decide on whether it will amend the existing constitution or produce a new one. Analysts, however, say that the prolonged debates about the constitution, despite the relevance of constitutional reform, is stalling progress on other important tracks and jeopardizing the whole peace process. A senior Syrian analyst, Darren Khalifa, at the International Crisis Group, stated that the Constitutional Committee has been consuming political capital and bandwidth that are disproportionate to its value. Yesterday, European Union top diplomat Joseph Borrell told a conference in Doha that Iran and the world powers are very close to an agreement. Earlier this month, Borrell had called for a pause in the talk in Vienna, the Austrian capital, that began in April 2021 due to external factors. The pause was initially aimed at dealing with the issue of a last-minute Russian demand that sanctions imposed over its invasion of Ukraine would not affect its dealing with Iran. The issue was resolved within days as Russia said it had received written guarantees from Washington. Most actions required to revive the Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action, as the deal is formally known, have been agreed upon. But Iran and the U.S. have yet to finalize the agreement, which seemed imminent earlier this month. Iran's Foreign Minister Hossein Amir-Abdollahian reiterated during a visit to Beirut on Friday that he is optimistic about the prospects of an agreement, adding that it can also benefit all the countries in the region. And now let's remind you the top stories. Outstanding performance by Eritrean cycling national team. Two patients diagnosed positive for COVID-19 today. Myanmar will annihilate coup opponents, military ruler stated. Syria constitutional talks fail again in Geneva. That's all with the news for this evening. Thank you for being with us.